So today was my last day in my particular acting company, and I figured why not today be the day that I make a video about acting and being trans. Since one of my subscribers asked that question, and so I figured I will go ahead and satisfy her and make a video. Well, I guess all I can say is for me, I love acting. I've always had a passion for acting. I knew, like, since I was a kid, just like how I knew that, I am who I am, that I wanted to be an actor. I'm talking about back from the old school TGIF Friday days that used to come on Channel 7, ABC, with your Steve Urkel, Full House, what was that? Family Matters, Full House, and there was two other shows that used to come on, and your Fresh Prince of Bel-Air days when they used to come on Monday nights. Like those shows, I just knew that I wanted to be in front of a camera, audience, and stuff like that. So for me growing up, I was always into something of that nature as far as like trying to get acting gigs. I modeled in high school, and I actually got involved with this one modeling agency / acting, but they turned out to be a fraud, a fake, and stuff like that. So that was another thing. That was, you learn a lot when trying to get into the industry, and definitely when you're trying to be taken seriously. There's a lot to know. And I guess as with anyone, that anything that you have to pay for as far as for you to get jobs or stuff like that, it's not real, okay? But when you are like in a particular school setting, or taking classes, that's something different. See, for me, I'm actually in a particular acting school at the present moment, and yes, I do pay for these classes, and they're very beneficial because you learn you learn so much, you learn a lot. And it's good. It looks good on your resume, as far as like your training aspect. But as far as the nitty gritty, as far as like being transgender and acting, all I can say is that there's really no main obstacles. As far as, well, it depends. Okay, let's put it like this. You have film and you have theater. It's like apples and oranges, night and day. With film is basically kind of like dedicated, or film is targeting a general audience, whereas theater is like wide open. And like theater is just, it's like it's a whole nother animal, and I think being trans and being in theater right now, I think it's probably a little bit more easier than film, because with film, there's that particular image, that particular look, that they're looking for, and when they're casting for parts for a particular show or movie or whatever it is that you're doing on film, they want you to fit that part, to fit that role, that character that they're trying to portray on film or whatever. So I guess if you're not really that passable, or it can be kind of hard for anyone that's transgender that's trying to get into acting. So film would probably be a little bit more difficult, I guess, based on size and stuff like that. But with theater, like I said, it's more so about you embodying the character. There's no picture painted for this particular character. You could be black, white, whatever the case may be, tall, short, fat, skinny, male, female, trans, or whatever. With theater, that's one thing that I love about theater. And with theater, there's a lot of playwrights out there that, that some of them are so obscene that it works. It just works. Theater pushes the envelope to it just works. And there's just so many different playwrights out there when it comes to theater. Especially like with Shakespeare. Learning the dialogue and how to do a Shakespeare film. A Shakespeare play versus doing there's a few other playwrights out there that are well known for their particular style of playwrights, because there's some playwrights out there that write these obscene plays to kind of like have the audience in a state of confusion, and yet have the actor who's playing this particular character in a state of confusion as well. But you, as the actor that's getting into this character, you have to embody the character. You have to embody the play. You understand what I'm saying? So I have a newfound love for theater, because like I said, theater was one of those things where I never really was a big fan of. I was more so on film, but I've grown to love theater. Okay, and keep in mind that with theater, like I said, you can play any particular role. My last role that I played was a guy. I was Tom Robinson in To Kill a Mockingbird, which got a lot of great reviews. And the play that I was just finishing, well, these were several plays, and basically these were readings. So we didn't perform them, we read them, but we read them like we were performing them. Just not like a full, if you understand what I'm saying, where it's like I have the script in my hand and I'm reading the line as if I was the character, So with this particular venue that I was with, I played certain guy roles, and I even played some girl roles, and it was like that vice versa. There were no guys in the class that played female roles, but there were females that played guys roles, and which is kind of strange in theater, because you find it's like in theater it's pretty common for a female to play a role as a guy, but it's kind of uncommon for a guy to play the role of a female, For some reason, I don't know why it's that way, but like I said, in theater, it's like the imagination is like wide open, so there's not really too many obstacles, especially as a transgender person who's interested in going into acting or wanting to become an actor. I would say theater is definitely a great place to start, to get your feet wet. And of course, always, like with any actor, I would say invest in yourself as far as taking acting classes, because there's no great actor out here, period, that hasn't gotten to that level of greatness or award winning without taking acting courses. Trust me, somewhere in their life they did. It's just a must. I mean, and it just, you benefit so much from it. Anyway, so yeah, it's, I can say, just me being transgender and me trying to, you know, reach for the stars as being an actor, and people taking me serious. I don't think I'm having any issues with that. I definitely know that I'm making a name for myself, because I've worked with several well-known directors that definitely like working with me, and they definitely know who I am. And you know, in the DMV, DC Metro, DC, Maryland, Virginia, to be, you know, this is a very small city, okay? A very, very small city. So everybody kind of like knows everybody, especially in, you know, in the theater scene. So first impressions are always lasting impressions. So I definitely try to make good impressions, and make them very good lasting impressions. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents on acting as a transgender woman. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm doing good. Everything's pretty peaceful. Got another doctor's appointment tomorrow, so well, today, if you see this video, or if you're watching this video tomorrow, you know what I mean. But yeah, other than that, everything is cool, everything is chill, everything is peace. And yeah, so, oh, and thank you for my new subscribers. I really, 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 really appreciate that. I thank you so much. Like I said before, obviously I'm saying something a little interesting. So if my words are touching you in any kind of way, you know, I only mean the best, I only mean well. So with that being said, I'm gonna say good night. So ciao, babies. Deuces.